Okay, so moving on. So now you've managed to find your booking, and now you need to actually amend it. And we said that be it whatever, it's going to be your dates, your price, and your location. The way you do it is just by selecting the edit on the right-hand side of it. Say, for example, the guests want to extend their stay. So I'm going to go to the pop-up, and you'll see there's various details about the booking and specifically the arrival and departure dates for the property and who they are assigned to. Now, just an important note at this stage, it's very important if you do not wish the prices in the booking to change, as in you are moving the property on behalf of the client, but you are happy with them having the same price as what they originally paid, please ensure that you have got this checkbox unticked before amending the booking or changing the property or making any other alterations so that it remains at the price they originally got the booking at. So say, for example, I wanted to amend the date. So here, for example, I want them to extend the stay for a little bit longer period. So you can select that calendar. When you select the calendar, it opens up similar to what you had before. You've got all of your availability within that property. You'll see that your current booking is highlighted in a very bright red. So you can see that's the booking there. And I want to extend the date. So currently it ends on the 28th, but I want to extend it to the 29th. Or say, for example, let them depart maybe if they want to extend it over the entire weekend and only leave on the Monday, for example. So you can see the green is available and the red is the current booking, whereas if you had other bookings within that property, there would be a bit of a duller red. So in this case, what do you think? Let's extend it to the 31st. Okay, so you can see that originally the booking was 7 nights. Now the departure date is 10. Okay, so once you've made any amendments that you're happy with, you need to scroll down to the bottom and select Save. Another way to move a booking, for example, to a different property or to change the dates of the booking is to use your grid view. So Elaine, if you could go to your bookings, grid view. Now select the booking that we want.
Oops, that one.
That's perfect. Okay, you see when you select it, a new pop-up opens and it's here that within it that you actually have the options to change details within it. So say, for example, I wanted this booking to change to a new arrival date, or if I wanted to move the booking to a new property, it's easy enough as in to select that drop-down arrow next to the name of the lodge and select one that's open. So you'll see the one that is currently in is in red. And if we want to move it to another that is available, you would select the black listing name. Okay, so say, for example, we wanted to change it and move that booking to that property. The next option is to select move. But before we do that, if you check that checkbox next to it, which says redirect to booking, what happens is that when you select move, it will redirect to the booking afterwards. So here you'll select move. Okay, so now when you select move, remember there was that checkbox that we unchecked to make sure that it remained the same price. This is effectively the same stage. Here you have the option to use the existing price or to use the new booking, because the current price is at £1,000, whereas changing it over to the new property, it would be half of that. So depending on what my state is, let's say we'll use the existing price. And then you would say confirm price. Okay, and now you'll see once it does, it redirects you to the actual booking. So there's the booking, and now you'll see that it's changed from the one property to Oak Lodge, where the original booking was. Fabulous. Next stage within the booking management process, I just want to highlight a few of the extras, what I think is underutilized features, which is related to tracking bookings. So in the upper left-hand pane of an actual booking, you have got details regarding your customer. So you'll see there you've got the customer details, that would be their name, address, etc. But you've also got further things. You've got the option to add customer notes, and that is for internal use, and only a guest will see this, but Elaine's going to touch on this a little bit later. You've got your custom fields, or those are the questions that the guest has answered when placing the booking, or say, for example, you made an admin booking, they may not have been able to answer those questions. This is where you would actually answer them. And you also have the option to assign a rating to the customer themselves. Now, if you assign a rating to a guest, for example, in this case here, we've got excellent and blacklist. It means that the next time a guest books who has previously had a rating allocated to them, it will flag it up to you. So, for example, someone you maybe would prefer not to stay again can be set to blacklisted. So if they book again, you can then decide whether you want to allow that can go ahead or not. A way to set this up within your account, you have to add a customer rating. The way you do this is by going to customer ratings, go to bookings, then select customer ratings, and simply type in a rating name for each of them. So in my example, I've used the one excellent, and you could add blacklist, you could add new, like moderate or whatever you'd like. And basically that's the way you'd add it. Now, just importantly, when you create something like a blacklist one, the booking is not treated specially. But basically what happens is it's a warning that is shown on a booking. We can't actually block blacklisted customers from actually making a booking. Rather, it's just there to help you, warn you or your team of past issues that you may have had. Another option within bookings that I think is underutilized is adding booking sources. Now, this is a great idea if you send out marketing emails, for example. And this is because it allows you to keep track of where your customers may have heard about you. For example, you can see that we've got word of mouth, or any of the booking channels you may have advertised on, but they decided to book direct, for example. These booking sources are basically set by you and they are displayed during the booking process. As I mentioned, it's great to keep track of where they're coming from. And the way you do this is go to bookings and select booking sources. And under it, you have the option to select which of your website booking forms it will actually be available on. And you just have to select to enable it and select yes to show on your booking form. You can also display these booking sources on your guest login, for example.
Again, this is about managing bookings. So as Brenda said, we're going to look at the clean status plus the reminders and the notes parts of your bookings. So I'll start with the clean status. I've recorded a little video. So we'll start with the clean status. The first thing I'd like to mention is that you can only assign a clean status if you have a housekeeper allocated and the clean status is set to show within the housekeepers page. So I'll show you how to do that. Admin, housekeepers, and edit housekeepers. You see my housekeeper here, Clean House Kaylee. I edit her, scroll down, and here you can see the show is set for the show clean status. To change the clean status, you need to navigate to a booking. So we'll use the grid view to find a booking. I'll search along. Any booking will do. There's one. Go to the booking. And then once you're in the booking, you're going to edit and set the clean status and save it. So here it is cleaned from this bit down to the bottom. So that one is now saved down here. And now we can view which properties have been cleaned by going to Properties, Edit. I only have 4 properties. You can see this one here is the one that we set to a clean status just a second ago. And these 3 have still to have their status set, whether they are not cleaned or cleaned. So you would do that within the booking like we've just showed you. So if we can move to the next slide, this moves on to reminders. So this is for if you need to remind yourself to do something important in a booking. You can set a reminder, it flags up when you log into SuperControl on that front page, but we'll show you how to set it. And then when I go back to the front page, you'll see it flag up in a little pop-up box. So if you need to remind yourself to do something important to do with a booking, you can set a reminder to flag up when you log into SuperControl. So it would come up here on this main login screen, whatever the first screen is you see. To click and add the reminder, you would go into the booking. We'll just select any booking. And down here, there's an Add Reminder tab. You can type reminder here and save. You can select a date of when you want the reminder to appear, or you can set it for 5 days before that date, on the date, so many days after arrival, whichever suits for that booking. I'll just leave it to show forever. And that's it saved. Back to the main screen. And there's my reminder come up. There are 4 different sections that you can add notes within a booking. So there's notes that display to a customer, notes about the customer, notes that are going to show in the history and correspondence, and housekeeping notes. So we'll navigate to a booking. I'll just use the last booking that came in, just for demonstration. And within the booking, for anything you want the guest to see, so these are notes that show to the customer, we use this comments box here. So anything that you type in here, you would then click save, and that text is going to appear within the guest's booking summary email, and they know that you know whatever you've typed in there. So if you put in there no feather pillows, the guest has had it confirmed that you know that they cannot use feather pillows. So for notes that you don't want to display to the guest, you can either add them in here, customer notes, but you would need to go back into that tab to see them. So anything that you type in here, you would then press save. But when the booking was viewed, this would have a 1 or a 2, however many notes you had, and you would need to go back into it to view all those notes. The other place that you can do it where the guests won't see them is down here in Add Notes or File. So if we click on here, again, anything you type in here, you can save notes, you can upload correspondence and save it in here. The difference with this box is that anything you save here will then show in this list under History and Correspondence. So you've got a view of it all the time, because this is quite a well-used part of your booking. And then finally, your housekeeper notes, you would go into Edit, trying to move it before it gets there. Not going to move, there we go. And you can see along the top here, housekeeper notes. You click on that, you can type in there and save. Again, these are just for internal use again, so this is where you could possibly as well tell your housekeeper not to use the feather pillows for this guest.